Hey guys, I wanted to show you tonight a video on how you can effectively blitz using your testimony. I've written a business testimony, but you can also use the structure that I've used tonight for doing a weight loss testimony as well. So I'm going to run you through my massive long testimony that I wrote out so that I can pick parts from it, and then I'm going to show you how I broke it down. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. Okay, so this is the long version of my testimony that I wrote yesterday. As you can see, it's 2 pages long. I'm just trying to get it to move down. So it's an extremely long testimony, but it works for me because I now have this printed out. And this whole testimony here is what I'm going to start using to pick parts from to write my business testimonies, my weight loss testimonies, and things like that. So if you want to read this, I suggest watching the replay again, hitting pause and having a read through the long version. So that's the long version there. And it just basically goes through, how we were going before we found Plexus, what happened when we found Plexus, and what's happened since we found Plexus. So my business opportunity that I blitzed with last night is this one here. And basically it's just 4 years ago when I joined Plexus, my husband was the biggest skeptic ever. We were fat, broke and unhappy, dodging debt, collecting calls, in a vicious circle of debt and borrowing money to get through the week. It had become the norm. My husband worked so hard that I remember once or twice he fell asleep at the wheel after particularly long shifts trying to earn us extra money. That part is actually really true. He nearly died. It was horrible. I wasn't qualified to do anything. I was just a mum. I had 4 babies at home. It was finding it hard to find any employment because I'd been off the radar employment-wise for nearly 7 years. Plexus changed all that for all of us. We are now debt-free with the exception of our car loan, which we're rapidly paying off. My husband no longer kills himself to try, or nearly kills himself to make ends meet. We live really comfortably now. The things that I've dreamed for our future are finally taking place and becoming a reality. 4 years ago, I never would have seen any of this happening. I didn't think I deserved it. My confidence in myself was shattered then, but now I'm a whole new me. I see what I want and I go for it. If the last 4 years is any indication, the next 4 are going to be mind-blowing. If you believe in yourself, the world is opened up to you. If you'd like more information on how Plexus may help you with your financial goals, comment for more information and I will contact you. Now, I blitzed a few groups last night with that exact testimony and a photo of myself, and I got a total of 9 requests for more information. Now, normally I don't get requests for information when I blitz too much at all. A lot of my requests for information come from people who I've built relationships with. So I found last night I was incredibly busy. I was answering 9 people and they all had questions and stuff as well. So I was really busy, which I really enjoyed. So I wanted to share why this works so well. So why did that work better than the little squirrel ad here on the right? Oops. Sorry. Basically because I told my truth. It was personal, informative, and I touched on many issues that many people face today. I was broke, overweight. Husband was working his butt off to make ends meet. We had debt collector calls. My husband was skeptical. We were unhappy with our current life situation. I was just a mum with no foreseeable future work prospects because I was just a mum. So a lot of people have they relate to a lot of that. Generally most husbands are skeptical when their wife finds something like this. Generally their husbands are working their butt off because they're a stay-at-home mum. A lot of people are broke. A lot of people feel like they're overweight or they want to get healthier. So a lot of that net sort of captures a lot of people's attention. And I have been able to change everything that I listed above. That drives people. If they can relate to your situation, then seeing that someone else has made changes and has made a better life because of those choices, they're more interested in it than the little squirrel on the right-hand side of the page. So when you're writing a testimony, think about all the adversities that you've had to overcome. Even the smallest of things can be big things to other people. So over here on the right is a basic structure for writing your testimony. You want a little bit of background, so what was going on in your life, why you needed the products or the business. So what, like mine was, I had debt collector calls and we were drowning in debt. So that was my why I needed the business. How did you find your business? Now, I don't necessarily put this one in all the time. I haven't this time around, so that one's an optional thing that you can add to your testimony. What are your results and what the future holds? So I've touched on 1, 2, 4, and 5 in my testimony, which I'll put back up here. So a little bit of background, why I needed the business, what my results were, and what the future holds. And basically I've done that in 4 paragraphs. The first one is that the first paragraph is why I needed it. It's all just right there. So I wanted to let you know that, I'm just going to stop this, that that is the best way to write a testimony that touches people and that is going to get them involved and interested in the business. So if you have any questions on how to write your testimony, or if you want to shoot through your testimony to me, like your long version, and I'll help you cut it down and make sure that it's compliant, I'm happy to do that. And then go for gold, go blitzing with it, and just see the difference in the response that you get when you blitz with a true story versus just a generic graphic that everybody sees. So I hope that helped, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.